Okay, welcome back, Year 10. Now, still going to be using my little example that I did earlier, and I'm going to address now the issue of baselines. Now, we're going to look at a few methods of adding a baseline here, a lot of which we've done before. One is simply using a root note and giving it a rhythm. Two is looking at passing notes, and three is using other notes, very often from a pentatonic scale, to sort of judge it up a bit. And I'm going to start on easy rule number one. Whatever you do, if you land on the root note of the chords as the chords change on strong beats of the bar, then it will sound good. For example, if you've got an entire bar which is based on a chord of C, if your bass line lands on the note C on that first beat of the bar, you can get away with all sorts. So here is thing number one. This is just simply giving a bass line a bit of a rhythm, okay? And I'm going to use as an example here. Actually, I'll use my verse. So here's my verse again, in case you've been lucky enough to forget it. Sounds like this.
This is my verse. It's really not the worst. I'm using the four chords that I know.
Doesn't improve on second hearing, I'm afraid.
My melody gets 10 out of 10. I think I'll do it again. And that is the conclusion of my verse.
So there we go. I've actually already got a bass line, a low down line in the left hand of my piano there. You can have both, or you can take it out. I'm going to leave it in, and I'm going to add a bass line in. Now here we go. I've got my Stinger bass all set up, ready to go. I'll click on that so you can see what I'm doing. Hopefully. Right, now I'm just going to use for this verse just some simple root notes and give it a bit of rhythm. That's all I'm going to do. Okay, I'm going to get a really easy rhythm. So here we go. This is just simple root notes for this first time through. Here it comes.
This is my verse. It's really not the worst. I'm using the four chords that I know.
There we go. And as ever, we'll quantize out those with quavers. So I'll quantize the nearest quaver. And that's very straightforward. Okay, and that would sound, well, you heard what it sounds like. It sounds absolutely fine. Now, what you can do is you can actually add in things called passing notes. Now, a passing note is when you've got two notes that are only a third apart. So, for example, C and E, those two notes there, there's one in the middle. Yeah, and this one you can pass through it. Now, I'm going to edit this on the screen so you can see what it looks like. So, here you can see I'm going from a C up to the E. If I drag that last one up, whoopsie, not all of them, sorry. If I drag that last one up to a D, that will sound a little bit more interesting, I think. Just have a listen to that note when it comes up now.
This is my verse. It's really not the worst. I'm using the four chords that I know.
There we go. Teeny little thing, but passing notes do make quite a big difference, even when I'm doing like a really straight quaver rhythm like I've done there. So I'm just going to leave that bass line as it is, and I'm going to go Command C, and I'm going to copy it so I've got the whole thing for my second half of my verse as well, which starts at bar 5. What I might do, just for a bit of development, see if I can change it a bit more. Now here's another thing you can do. You could use some other notes from the chord or some octaves. And here's a really, really easy trick for you. I'm just going to do, I'm just going to take that G there, I'm going to drag it up to the next G, which is gone way up there, for that sort of pattern. And I'm going to do the same for that D. Whoa. There he is, up there. And I might carry that pattern on, so I'm taking the third one. Oopsie, put it in the right place. There we go. What was that? It was a G, wasn't it? There we go, stick in there. I haven't made any mistakes. And then I might do something a bit different. I might just stick a low D down there. There he is. And let's have a listen and see what we think about that. Oh, by the way, an actual real bass guitar doesn't go lower than that note there, which is E1. A 5-string bass goes down there to B0. I wouldn't go much. You can get away with D's, C's. The B I always think sounds a bit fluffy, but that's just me. So now let's have a listen to that version, the second half of the verse.
Melody gets 10 out of 10. I think I'll do it again. And that is the conclusion of my verse.
There we go. Bum, 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 bum. I feel like I should do that again there. There we go. See if that's in the right. Oh, whoopsie! I've definitely moved that in the wrong place. There we go. Just have a quick listen there. You see, I'm listening and thinking.
This is the bridge which winds.
And now we need a bass line for our bridge as well. Now our piano part's getting more interesting here, so we don't want to sort of compete with that. The piano part's got lots of quavers, so maybe this is a time for the bass part to do something a bit, well, who knows? I mean, a bit more interesting. The piano part's got, I can see these sort of just held octaves. So I've already put the bass line in the piano part, so I could do something nuts. I could do a high bass line here. Who knows? Let's give it a go and see what happens. Still root notes mostly.
This is the bridge which winds with fridge and midge and something like.
Whoops, made mistakes. I forgot what my notes were and my chords.
This is the bridge which winds with fridge and midge and something like pitch. Isn't a word, but I've heard that it means to make stuff up before you get into your chorus.
Now, I promise you there, I'll just do a bit of quantizing. All I have done is use mostly root notes, a couple of passing notes in there. What do I need to do? I need to get that lot quantized, don't I? And then a bit of an interesting rhythm at the end, which you may like or you may not. It's up to you. Right, there we go. Your snaps in time now. So let's have a listen to that bass line again. You can watch it go past.
This is the bridge which winds with
Held
fridge
notes.
and midge and something like pitch.
Now what I did there is when I shot down from that D to that D there, I just put another note from the chord, which is an A, in the middle. So you get that dum ba ba bum thing there. So I've done a passing note there, done a passing note there, and then just some sort of funny octave thing when I kind of lost the plot at the end and just did lots of octave Ds. Let's have a listen to all that.
This is the bridge which winds with fridge and midge and something like pitch. Isn't a word, but I've heard that it's good to make stuff up before you get into your chorus.
And now we need a chorus bass line. Now for this one, I'm going to go the whole hog and I'm going to use notes from the pentatonic scale as well. We're in G, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, G, A, B, D, E. Those are my available notes, but I'm still going to make sure I'm landing on root notes on the first beat of the bar. So my first note is going to be a G. And I'll just make it up and we'll see what happens. Here we go. Plenty of mistakes in there and needs tidying up a little bit, but you get the general idea. Now I can go in and tidy that up a bit, which I will do now. In fact, do you know what? That was the first take, so I might just have another little go at that. So here we go. But I wouldn't always recommend deleting everything you do. It's just that I really like that. So we'll have another go. Here we go. Whoops, and then a silly note at the end that I made a mistake on. So I can go in straight away and delete that note. How embarrassing. There we go. And as usual, I will quantize that. That's just my son in the background coming to talk to me, but I'll talk to him in a minute. I'll quantize that as usual. So select all that and we'll quantize it to the nearest. There we go, that snaps that. And let's just have one final listen See if we like it.
Chorus of a song. It isn't very long.
Very good. Obviously not perfect, and I hope you enjoyed that. I'm now going to finish the video as I did before by showing you how it looks both on the piano roll, that bass line, and on the score as well.
This is my verse, it's really not the worst. I'm using the 4 chords that I know. My melody gets 10 out of 10. I think I'll do it again. And that is the conclusion of my verse. This is the bridge which rhymes with fridge and midge and something like pitch. Which isn't a word, but I've heard that it's good to make stuff up before you get into your chorus. Chorus of a song. It isn't very long. This is my verse, it's really not the worst. I'm using the 4 chords that I know. My melody gets 10 out of 10. I think I'll do it again. And that is the conclusion of my verse. This is the bridge which rhymes with fridge and midge and something like pitch. Which isn't a word, but I've heard that it's good to make stuff up before you get